Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here and happy Groundhog Day. We're doing a hop that happens every year on February 2nd where we're scrap lifting ourselves. The first layout that I scrap lifted was this one, which was one I had done as a guest designer for my creative scrapbook. And the one that I created last year was this one. This first one had a couple triangular pieces that left a bunch of white space, and the photo was kind of right at the apex of those triangles. So I had a piece of paper, a piece of pattern paper that had two triangles opposite a field, an open field of a different color. And I embellished it in a little bit different way and used a little different kind of photo there. So I'm scrap lifting I'm looking at both of these for the one I'm going to create today. And I have dipped into my color study, Vicki Boutin color study collection for this, and I will move the camera in a second. I kind of want to first to show you. Let me go down. I'll pull this back in then. I've got color study stamps. I'm going to use those. Oh, forgot to tell you, it's also Mixed Media Mayhem today, and the recipe is a stamped background, splatters, and Nuvo Drops. So I'm going to work all that in, and I've got so color study stamps, which I'm going to use several. I've got the color study alphas, and I've done my title already. It's shocking, and I'll show you in a minute why that's appropriate. I have fussy cuts and butterflies from this pattern paper and some flowers from this pattern paper. I'm going to put those aside. Don't need anything else from those. And I'm going to put that aside. I've got my alphas out. I have taken the color wheel paper from that collection, and I've cut sections of the color wheel. Let me bring you down now. So I've cut this grouping here and this grouping. I debated when I was planning this page, I debated whether to kind of go along with this approach and have these kind of radiating this way and just cut it on the diagonal. In fact, I had actually drawn a diagonal line on my paper. But then I thought I might actually prefer, in this case, the triangles radiate from the corners inward. So I thought, well, let's see how that goes. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of overlap them and maybe have some sticking out a little bit more. And I'll go ahead and kind of lay these out. Something like that. And I have my stamping platform here because I'm going to kind of look where that leaves me. And I'm going to stamp, obviously, in this section. And I did a little bit of, when I was planning to do it the other way, I kind of did it like this, where I would have flowers stamped up close to the photo and then some splattery looking bits kind of radiating out from there. So I'm kind of going to do that. Let's just lay this I'll put that there, and then I have these florals that'll kind of fill up that white space there. And I thought that the title would go maybe underneath. So my flowers, I kind of want to run around the photo that way, and maybe some under the title there. But I'm just going to stamp. Let me get the groupings put aside. I'm going to stamp without regard to whether it might be partly covered up. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And the first thing I'm going to do, so we're kind of looking at the photo being maybe right there-ish. I'm just going to start. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to first do some circles, and then I'm going to stamp over the circles. And I'm doing a yellow that's kind of compatible with the yellow that's in this collection. Let me do that one partly off. Okay, so I've got those down, and I'm going to pick the flower that's like this one to stamp around those circles. So let me put the photo off to the side, and I'm just going to kind of go. I've got too much building up on my desk here. Okay. I'm going to kind of go. I'm not planning to stamp just right smack in the middle over those circles, but rather kind of offset. So that's my first set of stampings. And I think that's all I'm going to use of the flower. But I do want to use another stamp from this set, which is this little kind of sunburst or asterisk. We'll kind of go there. Oops, I've got it. Oh, I'm getting ink on the page. Hopefully that'll get covered up by stuff. And I'm touching the edge there. I'll have to fix that with some splatters, right? Let's switch over to another set, and I'm getting a, put that down. I need to get some baby wipes, a baby wipe, and clean my fingers as well as the stamp block. I had cleaned a couple stamp blocks before I started filming, and get the other little stamp here. I want to use this splattery or dotty splattery looking one. Hold on just one second. I tossed the wrong stamp set out of rotation. Oops, my splatters, the big splatters, are gone. So we'll just do the dots. I wonder where that one is. I pulled these from storage this morning, you know, where I have all my stamps stored. I'm going to do that. And then another bit right there. Right there. And I'm trying to kind of do this at a little bit different angles around here. Here and here and there. Okay. Bring you back there. I know that it doesn't make a difference in your viewing, but it does, it helps me to be able to see what you're seeing and what's in the field and what isn't. Okay, now I'm actually going to do the black splatters. I have a splotch stamp. It's not the same as that one, but it will accomplish the same purpose. So I'm going to use it just to add some larger splats. There and there. And see, I'm using it to cover up the areas where my stamp block kind of transferred onto the page. Okay. I'm sorry that I lost the Vicky Boutin version of that splat. Okay, so now I'm going to do splatters of this, it's Dilution's shimmer spray in black, and so these splatters will look a little different. From the other ink. The other ink will be flat and this will have a sheen to it. And I'm really adding, because splatters were listed as a component of the recipe, I really wanted to go big with them. So now I'm going to roll this over just to get anything that's super wet, and now we'll build the page. And I'm not going to have a whole lot of embellishing going on here. So I'm going to do this corner first, and I'm going to run that like that, and I'm going to kind of curl those up. I'm going to kind of have this one sticking out a little farther. And then this one kind of running that way. That's not exactly how I thought that would end up looking, but I don't hate it. I'm going to go with this yellow one along the edge here. I'm pointing it the wrong way. And then I'll have the green kind of pointing out. I'll do the purple here, and then this bright reddish orange kind of overlaying that. Okay, and I will do some curling and so forth, but I probably will do that after I've set the photo. The photo is of Reese with the static electricity because it was so dry and cold outside. This was taken last week. The hair on her ears was just standing up on end. It's just hilarious. I've seen quite a few folks posting photos of their pets with their hair up in the air like that, and I've thought they were cute. I know that I want to use this here, and so that kind of tells me where the photo gets placed. And I can see that I could have used some extra stamping right there, so I'm going to get my the Dottie stamp and put it right there. And let me see if I can also put some right there. Let's see if that provides the coverage I need. So this would go there. I maybe could use a splat right there. Okay, now I think I'm done with those. I need to wash my fingers so that I don't get any ink on the photo, for example. And I want to go ahead and put this down first. Now this is kind of hanging off the end there, and I don't like that. That's not what I intended. And that's, let me get this. Like that. Okay. Now I think I need a more lift on the photo, so I'm going to actually put some foam tape behind it in a couple places. I really, really like how that looks. I love the black and white flowers and the touches of yellow. I'm kind of happy with that. Let me get this, make sure that's parallel to the bottom. Oh, I'm loving it, I'm loving it, I'm loving it. Okay, and I have a cute little paw from Bramble Fox, and it's in yellow, which is perfect. So I'm going to put it on the photo kind of over here by that flower. And I've got a bone that I'm going to add somewhere, not sure where. Maybe kind of right under here. That seems to work. Okay, now let me get the title. And I'm going to be covering up some of what's already on there. What I've done is here is just kind of test it for size. I'm going to put that right there. And then this is going to go over it. And then the O is going to go under it. So the H over, and then the O comes right under that, and a little bit at an angle is fine. And then this will be at a bit of an angle. And I'll slide that under. There. And then this is so much fun playing with these colors again. I've missed this collection. Many of you know the story that this collection came out. We didn't know at the time that they were in the last months or weeks of John's life, but I was watching the reveal video, and he came around and said, "Oh, look, Vicki has designed a collection just for you." He said, is that perfect or what? Those were his words. And oh my gosh, I loved the collection when it came out, and I still love it. I bought a lot, and bought the collection, I guess the kit for the booklet. Now I have some butterflies, and my idea is to have the biggest ones on the bottom, and then they'd graduate the biggest one at the bottom, and I'll have it right here, and this one here, and then the littlest one up there. And I will add some journaling, I expect, on some of the lines. I debated whether to do any stamping on these rays, if you will, and I decided against it because I love the kind of the mixed media look that's going on there. And so I've done the stamped background part of the recipe, and I've done the splatters part of the recipe. Now I'm going to do the Nuvo Drops, and of course you have to do those last. And I've pulled yellow, if I can find it. It's here upside down, and I'm going to add Nuvo Drops to the centers of the flowers, all the flowers. So I'll let you watch me do a couple here. I'm not gonna cover each and every white dot that's on the flowers. I want enough of the white dots remaining to kind of give you that really dotty look. And I'll put them in the middle of the little starbursts. There. Not a lot, but it's the texture. When it dries with that texture, it'll be nice. And I thought I might do a few in conjunction with the black dots. Just a few, not even a lot of them. Some of the kind of accenting some of the splats, just for a little texture, just a little extra texture. Okay, I think I'm done, and I will lift this up. I know that my friend Sally will like the colors in this page, and I know she knows how much I love the colors in this page. So I am happy with that. It's a goofy photo of Reese that I used the Prisma. I forget which filter this is within the Prisma app on my phone, but I played around with several and picked that one because it was so goofy and colorful. And as soon as I had edited that photo, I didn't know this page, but I knew I was going to use color study around that photo. So there it is. I thank you for watching. I will put the link for the Mixed Media Mayhem album, where you'll find, that's where everybody who does this week's recipe will put their pages, and if they did videos, they'll have a link in there, and that's where mine will be as soon as when we get to Friday morning, when we get to the morning. And I will also have it in the playlist for the Groundhog Day hop, and I'll try to pull those addresses in case you don't do playlists. I know that playlists don't work the same on everybody's computer or with everybody's devices, so I will try to get all of those addresses. It's really fun to see where, which layout you started out with, and then how you interpreted it last year, and then how you're interpreting it this year. So this will go into the gallery as my lift of myself for Groundhog Day. So happy Groundhog Day, and I hope all the nicest, most wonderful things repeat themselves for you today. Bye.